Hey, what's up, Charles?
There.
Hello?
I think he's on mute right now. Just wait a second.
Hold on.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man, dude, happy to finally get you on, man.
Fuck yeah, thanks for having me.
Dude, like
Good to
when you
meet
wrote
you.
back and you were like, I'm always down to talk shit, I was like, this is the guy that we got to talk to because everybody else wants to like organize stuff and we're just here to bullshit, have a good Friday after this. So how's everything in the adult entertainment going on with the whole coronavirus?
Well, we feel like we need to kind of set the example because, a lot of people have a bad opinion of porn.
Okay.
So as far as us going back to work, we kind of feel like we need to be one of the last ones to go back to work, just not to keep making everything look like, what people think we are as it is,
Yeah. So any expected date when you're going to be getting back into it, or like is the second wave going to hold you back too if that happens?
Well, the bigger companies are kind of waiting until maybe down the line. They're not in much of a hurry, but the bigger companies also have a lot of content out there already so they can survive.
Yeah.
But the smaller companies, they're really got their backs up against the wall because they didn't have the library set. So a lot of the smaller companies will be starting back up in July. Bigger ones holding off.
So what do you got going on right now?
I'm enjoying life, man. Just back to riding my BMX bike all day. I'm training Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Like, I live in Huntington Beach, California, and here nobody really gives a shit about COVID. We're just kind of doing our thing as always. So I'm just another day, but it's nice. It's stress-free because work's stressful right now. It's pretty stress-free.
Yeah, I see your Instagram. Like this guy's living life because we're on the East Coast and you're from Philly, right? So like,
correct. Yeah, originally.
You ever come back or no?
From time to time, not so much.
Yeah. You don't miss those cheesesteaks?
What's that?
You don't miss the cheesesteak?
Oh yeah, dude. We got some good cheesesteaks here in Huntington Beach. We got John's Philly Grill. They bring the breading. So the bread is what makes the cheesesteaks. You can't get the good bread on the West Coast, but they ship the water in, so it makes it better.
Yeah. The pizza too, man. Not so great out there.
Yeah, I agree. Where you guys at on the East Coast?
I'm over in Jersey, in East Brunswick.
Okay, cool.
Pete?
Yeah, I'm in Florida. So,
Okay.
yeah, people like.
And I'm all the way
Care.
from Marlboro, New Jersey.
Marlboro, okay. 2 Jersey guys and a Florida guy. I spend a lot of time in both. So.
And we got one military guy too up here, Elliot.
Yeah, man. How's it going? Let's go.
Dude, what branch of service?
Army. So
Army.
I started 2014, and I just ended my 6-year contract recently, right before all this COVID shit started going down. So
Yeah.
actually pretty happy.
Dude, if I could do my life over again, I think I would have been a Navy SEAL and I would have stayed part of that community just because I like being surrounded by people that are motivated, inspirational, and just go-get-it attitude. I miss that. I miss being around like go-getters.
I was going to say, so aside from, smacking cheeks and blowing out backs, my man, how did you enjoy the military? You got to let me know, man. Did you go to Paris Island?
I didn't enjoy it at all. I was in the Air Wing. It wasn't my thing. I wanted to go Force Recon. They wouldn't let me go Force Recon. I was fucking miserable. I've got nothing good to say, so I'm not going to go into it. But
all right, respect, no doubt. I respect that.
It wasn't for me, and it wasn't for any reason. But I was in the wrong job, the wrong MOS. So
Wrong MOS, no problem.
What did you do?
I understand that one completely. You ever seen the movie In the Army Now?
With Pauly Shore.
That's exactly what I was. 92 whiskey water treatment specialist.
Oh, no, that's funny. That's funny.
Biggest bullshit ever, but I enjoyed the shit out of it still.
Good.
It's cool. Pretty much that. But I just noticed also from your adult entertainment, winning Playgirl of the Year and everything like that. I also noticed you carry a lot of Batman characters that you like to play. You want to talk about that a bit?
Oh, the Batman characters? Yeah, that's not really me. I think I have that look. I kind of look like a Batman character, so they booked me for a lot of that stuff. But me personally, it's not my style of porn. I like more Carl Tough Love X. That's my company. So that's kind of like this character that I made up. The other stuff sells well because you're dealing with the general public, and the general public kind of likes what's popular. as opposed to, you know, what I think is a higher quality realm genre of porn. So that's all it is. I mean, it all depends on what your personal taste is, you know. I grew up with Bang Bros and Reality Kings back in the day, and I like that style. So whatever.
Of course, they still got the Bang Bus going around. We all know that.
Down in Florida with this guy.
It's funny because all of us are into different types of girls. Like, he's into the thick chicks, he's into the skinny chicks, I'm into the amateur chicks, and you're into the stepdaughter chicks.
See, that's the thing you would think, but that again is a giant category where I'm hired to play a character. Like the type of porn I shoot is not that at all. Like if the porn I shoot is, check it out. Like if you look at browsers, it's all giant tits, fake asses, fake lips, fake hair, fake nails. I go the opposite direction against the grain because I feel like we're teaching the young women that that's the look that all men want, or that's the look that they need to attain. And I don't think fake is it at all for me. So I generally only shoot girls that are 100% natural. Like I don't even like perfume, deodorant. I like them natural as possible. Nothing fake. No wigs. I fucking hate wigs. You grab a girl by the hair and she's got a wig. It's all fucked up. Like it's, to me, 100% natural is what I go for. I don't like fake nothing. Fake even.
Is there a lot of like drama like in the industry? Like, is there like a lot of competition? People like going back and forth, like cliques, people that don't want to work with one another?
It's at an all-time high for that right now, I'd say. With the whole COVID thing, everyone's sitting at home, losing their fucking minds, going crazy and attacking each other. And you got to remember, too, you're dealing with the majority of the industry is young women and, 18, 19-year-old girls. Think about it. What do you think it is? Like me at 18, 19 years old, I was out of my mind. I was fucking nuts. Same thing with the chicks. So some of them are great. A lot of them are just, they're young. You deal with young people, you got young problems. Like being in the military. If you're surrounded by a bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids, it's going to be fucking different.
I'm just going to zip my lips on that one as well. I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, I expect the behavior of professionals. So in the end, it's my fault. I'm the fool. I shouldn't expect 18, 19-year-old people to be consummate professionals. So I need to expect an 18, 19-year-old girl to show up.
So,
hey, they look good.
They look good. They look good. And at the end of the day, I love what I do. I'm fortunate to get to work with so many awesome people, for sure.
Well, talk about an older person. I see his all-time favorite follows you on Instagram, and that's the beautiful Miss Sarah J. And you have any thoughts on that?
Sarah J is great. I'm a huge fan of Sarah J. She's incredible. Again, Sarah J is a porn star. She's been around for a while, so she's professional. And that's what I look for more than anything else any day. It's like, are you going to show up on time? Good work ethic, have your shit together, your paperwork in order, all this. That's what I like. And Sarah J, professional, no bullshit, no drama. She's awesome.
Yeah, so
since you're talking about like professionals, basically, is there any like competitiveness that you have with any other male porn stars when it comes to the industry?
Well, everything's competitive, but when you're a stud, and you recognize other studs, and you all grow together. Like all the time.
There we go.
They're all my boys, and if you see any of my social media, I give them shout outs all the time. Johnny Sins, Manuel Ferrara, you name it. I'm like, guys, you're doing a great job, great work. I love the scene you put out. Ryan Madison, fucking incredible performer. I'm inspired by these guys. We push each other forward, and it's usually the lower guys that are coming up that have like this little chip on their shoulder or ego. And at the end of the day, studs respect studs. It's just the way it is. And if you don't respect the guy that's killing it, it's because you're not a stud.
Truer fucking words have never been spoken.
It seems like there's like a lot more to the industry than just like people think it's just fucking and you getting a paycheck. It's like you guys like really care about one another and having each other's backs through this journey that you guys are going through.
Yeah, you got to. And, and we're unfortunately right now, we're in such a cancel culture that one person can put out a negative tweet about you and they might have 500,000 followers. And that becomes the word of God because that one person's opinion says one thing. And we're in a time where everyone just wants to talk shit and be negative. And unfortunately, it'll affect people's careers very quickly. So, I try to just put positivity out there, and anyone that's talking something negative, I try to just alleviate it by pretending it doesn't exist. Just put out the positive and let the negative fade away.
Now, if you were to say between the two, because I know you have a love for fighting,
Correct.
between the two, which would you prefer to do? If you could, like, go back and maybe get into it at a younger age, the fighting.
It's funny you mention that because, like I said before, with Navy SEAL thing, if I could go back in time, I think I would have become a SEAL and just stayed there because I would have been surrounded by the people with a similar mindset to me. Fighting is great. I love fighting. I mean, all my closest friends are fighters. That's the community I'm most closest based in. But at the same time, fighting, it's tough because only 1% will actually make it to be a fighter where you can have a career forever that's going to sustain you. And probably less than 1%. I mean, so a lot of the guys wind up like my age now. You know, I'm 42 years old almost, and back's broken down, body's beat up. I love training, I love fighting, but I went to Muay Thai this morning. I went to go warm up, and all of a sudden my back went out, and now, you know, I'm hurting. So you don't have the longevity. So maybe you start a school, and then even that with the school, you don't really have enough money to maintain yourself. But unless you're like that less than 1% that was able to make it as a huge career, then you're kind of off. Like if you see all the UFC guys now, you know, a lot of my buddies are in the UFC, and they're now speaking out. Like Gray Maynard was speaking out the other day on Twitter about, you know, how little the pay was and how it should have been more. And Gray was he was a top contender, you know, and it's a shame that they didn't make more, especially at that time. My generation coming up in MMA.
Okay.
So we won't expecting any returns to the ring for Mr. Stud Shit?
No. I stopped fighting in 2010 and just started training specifically jiu-jitsu. I fought jiu-jitsu professionally from 2010 to 2016. And I accomplished all my goals. I did all the things that I wanted to do in the fight world. So I was able to hang up that hat. Because at the end of the day, it was just about proving to myself that I could compete on a big stage and do well. And I did. And so once I made my heart happy with me, I was able to move on to other things. And right now my focus is just business-wise in the adult industry, just to try to set this up so I can, you know, live the life of my dreams going further. Right now I'm a huge snowboarder. Snowboarding and BMX is pretty much my main passions, and I just want to spend as much time doing those as I can.
So I know, like, I've heard you say in the past, like, you're a big believer in the future. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
What do you quite mean by big believer in the future?
Or not the future,
The universe.
That's what I meant to say.
Absolutely.
Sorry about
that. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. What you say becomes your existence. It becomes your reality. So if you always go, oh, I'm I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm lazy, you will be. So when I notice, I always say the future, the universe is my homie. Because I always listen to the signs. Say I'm going to call you, and I call, and you don't answer. I call, you don't answer. I'm not going to call again. It wasn't meant to be. I'm not going to push something and force it. Everything in my life that's come well, it kind of happened on its own, and it flowed, and I had to fight it. Like 2010, I stopped working in the adult industry, and I focused nothing on my jiu-jitsu. And I felt like the entire universe came together to give that to me. I had a place to live. I had sponsors. I had food. I had doctors. Everybody made that possible. The greatest coaches in the world. It comes together when it's meant to be. If you have to keep pushing on something and forcing it, don't force the universe. It's going to come. It'll happen on its own. I'm not saying sit back on the couch and be lazy. You need to go out and get what you want. But if you notice that the door keeps closing over and over, maybe you're going the wrong direction. Maybe you should take the door that just opened up and now closed. That's the way I look at it.
The wise words from Mr. Stud Shit. I'm loving it. And I appreciate you doing this for us or whatever, because we're fairly new to this, and we're still learning through the process.
All of us.
Yeah. So
the moment I heard him say that he's down to talk some shit, I already knew this was going to be great.
So what goes down in Huntington Beach, California on a Friday?
Man, I love Huntington. It's such a great culture. That's what I love about Huntington. I mean, this place was built by surfers, fighters, weed growers, guys that have t-shirt companies, bikers. It's more of a laid-back, blue-collar community of people that focus on free time as opposed to money. When you drive around the neighborhoods here, you're not seeing Mercedes-Benzes and fancy cars. You're seeing a lot of pickup trucks and RVs. You know, everyone wants that free time to go hang out. You know, Friday night in fucking Huntington Beach, dude, you're already late. It started in the morning. They were out surfing at 5, 6 a.m. You know, everyone's out surfing. Then they're going on bike rides all around town, around the beach. Most people ride bicycles around here. You know, as the night goes on, you progress to the dinners, the bars. The bars just started opening back up again, so people are out getting drunk. It's a big drinking culture downtown.
Oh, sounds fun, man.
A lot of fights. You're going to see some good fights. You go downtown, dudes. You know, people come that aren't locals getting their ass whooped for talking shit downtown.
Yeah.
And everybody's wrapped by like 1:30, you know, back to bed so you get up tomorrow morning, go surf.
So it seems like it's just.
So you don't think the quarantine affected any of that, of people just being out more, or you think it's actually doing a lot better for Huntington?
It certainly did affect it here in quarantine. You know, things had to slow down. But I mean, Huntington's made the news multiple times and saying, like, we like our freedom. We don't give a fuck. We're going to keep living the life that we're living. I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just telling you that's the way it is in Huntington. So I'm not going to choose a side and say you should live your life or you should stay home, but it's up to you.
Here's one question I actually thought of out of the blue, especially, you know, Charles Dera right in front of me right here. If there was one celebrity that would make one film and convert over to the adult industry, who would you want that to be?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. Unfortunately, I'm not that well versed in celebrities, you know.
It could be anyone. It could range from any person that you think is considered a celebrity.
The funny thing is, to me, all I really focus on is different philosophers. So if Alan Watts was still alive, I'd like to do a boy, girl with Alan Watts because that dude is a fucking stud.
All right.
Alan Watts is shit.
Honestly, that's one of the best answers I could have even thought of right there.
It's not what you'd expect, but yeah, I mean, I could get some amazing wisdom from that dude, and that would be fucking awesome.
What do you think you learned from fucking with him?
What have I learned?
You're not the destination, so.
Can you repeat that again? I broke you up.
Alan Watts is all about the journey and not the destination. So what do you think you learned from a good threesome with the guy?
Oh, I don't know. It could be so deep, you know. I have no idea. But you're a fan of Alan Watts, apparently. I like that.
Just watched the video this morning. I've seen a few of this. He's got some great stuff on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible. The Journey of Purpose does some really good YouTube videos with him. I love it.
All right. Yeah.
For sure.
And being that you're from Philly, are you a Dirty Birds fan?
I'm not even a sports fan, man. I'm so entrenched in mixed martial arts. It's pretty much the only thing I've ever focused on. See, when I was in Philly, I never felt like I belonged because everyone was sporting fans and this and that. All I wanted to do was fight, you know, and there wasn't much in Philly at the time. I remember in 2002, I trained with Joe Guido. Joe Guido was a purple. And that was in Northeast Philadelphia, and I would drive like fucking 50 minutes just to get to Joe Guido's. He was the only purple belt in Philadelphia, like in 2000. It was 2002. Yeah, he was the only one. So I drove all the way out there, and one day I met Huron Gracie because that was his professor, and that was like a huge ordeal back then to even know a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But yeah, I've always been just so focused on MMA, I didn't have time for other sports.
So when
how long you said you were doing MMA for?
How long have I been doing MMA? Yeah, probably since then. It's when I started, like 2002. I was a bodybuilder. I was 240 pounds. And I started.
You're a man of many different things I see over here.
Well, it all kind of rolls together because I've always been into health and fitness. So, you know, I started off as a fitness model. And, you know, I used the word bodybuilder loosely. I wasn't doing tournaments or anything like that, but I was a fitness model. So I was always working out. And then I just kind of took that work ethic that I had because I've always had a good work ethic and things I gave a fuck about. Most things I don't give a fuck about, but when I do, I put all my eggs into that one basket. So, you know, at a young age, I was like, all I want to do is work out. So I made that my like laser focus. You know, I think when you specialize in something, you can become a master in it, but you will pay a price. I specialized in jiu-jitsu. My back is fucked up, but I'm really good at jiu-jitsu. So, you know, you're going to pay a price. You want to become a really good skateboarder, snowboarder. You might not be the richest, but, and my number one thing I live by is this: do what you love and the money will come. I wish I had known that as a young dude, because I've done so many things throughout my life just to do them because I wanted to pad my pockets, or I thought it would be the best thing for me to do financially. And it wasn't the best for my soul. And in the long run, if I had nourished my soul, my pockets would have been way fatter. for instance, I was actually the first guy chosen to be on the Ultimate Fighter TV show. And I turned it down because that same week I had gotten a deal with Chippendales to be the new lead entertainer at Chippendales. And I was always fucking miserable there. I never felt like I fit in. It wasn't for me. Like my nickname in fighting is Pretty Boy because I'm not at all. Like I'm not looking for the attention. I don't want to dance on stage. I don't want to. I'm not a
Magic Mike type of person.
Yeah, I'm a man's man. I'm not a ladies' man. I'm not here to do tricks for the ladies and impress them. I want to hang out with the dudes, you know?
So when did you finally decide to go to California? What made that ultimate decision?
That's a good question. I was living in Las Vegas at the time, working for Chippendales. I did my first porn scene. I did well. And all of a sudden, like I told you about the universe, the universe just opened up to me. And I was like, wow, I've got all these amazing job opportunities in porn because actually, believe it or not, my fight connections. There was a lot of like similarities of people from fighting and porn. So they were like, hey, we know this dude. Come on in, work with us. I did my first scene on February 2nd, 2007. And the next day I called up Chippendales and said, fuck you, I'm out. I'm done with this. And that's when I started living for me and became really happy, you know?
That's what it is. So you got any comments, Elliot?
Me?
Yeah.
What you talking about? No, I'm helping out right here.
No, I thought you wanted to know what your board.
How can I get I want to know how to get a mustache like that. That's what I want to know. That's a butch-ass mustache.
Thank you. I fucking appreciate that, man. It just genetics, I think. Some people, you know, I met this chick this weekend and her fucking hair was down to her knees. And I go, how long did it take you to grow that hair? She said 1 year. I'm like, a year? You know what, dude? This is something I live by. Everyone's trying to push equality, equal. There is no equality. No one is equal. We're not even close to equal. You can give me you can put me in a room with a dog, I'm dead in an hour. You can put this guy in a room with a peanut, he's fucking dead in an hour. Like, we're completely different with different gifts and different fucking disadvantages that we need to take that in and really look at that and go, you know what? Everybody has different fucking needs. We can't put ourselves on an equal playing field because we're fucking not. Look at me next to Manute Bol. We're not fucking equal. Like,
great comparison.
That dude's a fucking monster, and I'm like a child next to him. So
he is Manute Bol. I mean, there's no going back.
Dude, I do with the best guys in the world. I am not equal. Like, those guys fucking run me over on their worst day. No matter how much I train throughout my entire life, hard work is amazing. You need hard work. But you know what? Top-level athletes in bodybuilding, fighting, football, you name it, they're on another playing field.
So you were talking about how everyone, no matter what, if they have the heart, basically, from what I get what you're saying, they can do whatever. Now, I know this is a different style of fighting, but I'm just curious. What do you think of Mike Tyson coming back at his age?
I think Mike Tyson will fucking murder anyone at his own age, for sure. Can Mike Tyson go back and compete in, you know, against, say, like a Klitschko or what's Anthony Joshua? That's the name, right?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. I mean, yeah, that could be dangerous for Mike, I feel. I mean, he's older. Him up against Evander Holyfield. I've seen Evander Holyfield. I don't know if Evander's ready for Mike, because Mike seemed to age extremely fucking well.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, that training video, he looks legit in it.
For sure. And I feel the same way. If you see me in the gym at 100%, I look better now than when I was fighting professionally at 28 years old. But it takes a lot to get that motor warmed up. It takes a lot to get that motor cooled down. And the injuries take way longer to heal. You can't train as hard as you used to. But, you know, I'd like to say age doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. But it does. There's facts to it, you know? So you have to take that into play. And as you get older, you shouldn't be taking those big shots. You really shouldn't. I mean, I remember being in like my early 30s rolling jiu-jitsu with guys in their mid 40s. And when I would go, I'm pretty strong genetically, naturally for jiu-jitsu. And when I would go hard on people, the older guys, I could feel their bodies kind of crack and break up. And I'm like, you can feel it for sure. They don't have that elasticity, that snap, that pop that a young guy could. I go up there against a 19-year-old kid, and I can bend him in half and fucking pretzel him, and I can feel him, and he's going to be all right. The 40-year-old guy, it's going to do damage for long. So it matters, my point.
So are you starting to feel that age at all in your porn endeavors? Is that something you're trying to plan ahead for?
No, porn's easy. I got that shit on fucking autopilot. I shot for myself yesterday. I knocked out 3 scenes in a row. That's, like I said, we're not equal. We're not. I'm sorry. Porn is easy for me. I can fucking go all day long without batting an eye when I'm in good health. I mean, there's been times I've had food poisoning and I haven't been able to make it, things like that. But on a good day, I'm solid. Not an issue.
Now, when you get home after, you don't want to have sex, right?
No,
like,
no.
You're like, I'm fucking done.
I literally save all my sex for the camera. I don't have sex off camera, but I work a lot. So because of that, it's kind of like, a guy gets done a fucking hard fight. He doesn't want to go home and spar. Like, he takes his time off. But that's professionalism. A lot of the younger cats, they'll go and get a porn girlfriend and they'll be fucking her all night, every night, and what happens is, here's where the ego comes in. So be a young porn guy, he has a young porn girlfriend. He goes home to her. She just got done fucking say me on set. And then in his mind, he's like, I got to do it better. I got to make her leave off thinking about me. So then he goes home and he's fucking wearing it out all fucking night. Next night, he's got to go to work and he's not going to have that shade, that energy, that desire, that thirst. You need to come hungry to the fucking table. So then as he's not hungry, it's going to show for sure, physically and emotionally.
Do you have any aspiring words for any young people that are trying to get into the industry and be like Dera himself right here?
Like I said before, do what you love and the money will come. Don't be an authentic you. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be you and listen to the universe. Like right now, porn production isn't where it used to be. I mean, I've seen the industry change so much. Now most performers are running their own content. So if you want to be a porn star, like every one of us has the ability to do it. You can start a loyal fans account, grab some girls, start filming it, and then start tweeting the advertising, putting the advertising out over and over. That's your best bet.
Yeah, no.
Right, that's what's up.
A friend of mine is on that OnlyFans thing or whatever. I don't know if you know what that is.
Of course, yeah. I'm very familiar with OnlyFans.
Yeah, she's big into it. She's just started out and she's making some money. I don't know how much she's making, but she enjoys it and it's like personal to her. Like she has fun like putting it together.
Have her contact me regarding loyal fans. I'll get the ball rolling. We'll double her income.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'll let her know right after this. But I don't know how much time you got. I don't want to keep you too long.
I've got all the time in the world. My back went out this morning, so I'm not in a hurry to do anything. So,
so living out in Cali, do you enjoy smoking marijuana?
Oh yeah, of course, dude. Weed is life out here. Everybody smokes weed, and it's pretty sweet because being an East Coast guy, I love East Coast people. I've always really bonded with them. I grew up with them. That's where my heart is. Coming out to the West Coast, it's certainly a different vibe, but there's more open-minded thinking here, where a lot of my friends on the East Coast, like they wouldn't even smoke weed. It was kind of like demonized. They were big on alcohol. I'm super anti-alcohol. I've seen too much horrible things happen from alcohol. So it's nice to come here where a lot of people, they're not as into drinking as they are into weed. Because at the end of the day, you're really not getting high and making bad decisions. You're generally getting high and just fucking being lazy. And it's always better to be lazy than be fucking amped up in a wrong direction,
Oh, I feel you on that one.
And since I'm a fighter, like for me, I love to get stoned and work out, train jiu-jitsu. I spar, do boxing practice. I'll go to the gym. I'll get on my bike and I'll ride 50 miles. That's what I use my cannabis for. I'm not a guy who likes to get stoned and sit around and play video games. It's never been me. I like to move. And it's a bronchodilator too. So it actually opens up your airways so you breathe better when you're stoned. So it takes away my pain.
I don't think they're going to legalize it here for a little bit, but they got to do it soon.
It really is a shame because, I mean, it's helped me immensely in so many ways in my life because I grew up straight edge. I was no sex, no drugs, no alcohol. I had my first sip of alcohol at 27 years old. So those were my beliefs. And now as I'm out here more and I'm opened up to it, I can't believe how much weed has made me a better person to others. It makes me more connected to the others, and it makes me more. I'll sit and contemplate about everything I've done that day and be like, I could have been a better person here. I could have been a better person there. So I think it really mellows you out.
All right, so while we're still talking and we're still on the subject here of you and your porn star status, of course, are there specific actresses that you enjoy working with because of how professional, have you been saying that they are in the industry?
Absolutely. So there's no equality. Everyone's completely different. You can't say this is this and this is this. Every girl's completely different. But man, there's some girls that are here because they're super fucking hot and they sell. And there's some girls here that are fucking incredible performers. And there's some girls here that are both. And when you have a girl that's an incredible performer, to me, that takes over everything else. I don't care what she looks like. If she comes with a great attitude and she's excited to fuck and she's all about it, you can't beat that. You can't make that up, and you can't fake it. It comes from within. If a chick doesn't want to work with me, then don't. There's plenty of chicks that will, and that scene will look better. It'll flow better. It'll be more fun, and everyone will enjoy themselves. Like, you'd be surprised how many chicks are like out of shape, and just because you look like you're in shape doesn't mean you are in shape. Like, we have a position called reverse cowgirl, where a girl has to hold herself up like this and ride the dick, and a lot of girls can't do it because they're just out of shape. I like to call them veal. They never really worked out. You get to the porn stars, these girls are fucking solid, man. They're in shape, great health. They take care of themselves, and they come in to put on a performance and sell fucking tickets to the show. And at the end of the day, it's entertainment. We need to sell those show tickets.
So you got a top 3 that you've worked with, or you don't want to put it out there?
Yeah, I don't want to specify girls, but there's honestly so many good ones. This industry attracts beautiful girls that like to fuck, and I'm just so grateful for that. But yeah, there's a lot of really solid performers, and I can't thank them enough.
Yeah, Pete, who's in your top 3?
I'd love to hear yours. Yeah, go.
Mine are a whole bunch of any Russian chicks. I don't know any of their names.
I like the older ones, like I like Eva Naughty. I like that girl. I don't know why.
Yeah, I remember her.
Who else?
My buddy was actually married to her.
No, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Was or still is?
Was.
Trouble paradise. Man. Yeah, no, it's tough, man. I like Lisa Ann. I like the generic. I'm more into amateur stuff, so I'm just trying to think of star-wise, but I like that girl Crystal Swift. You know her?
I do not.
No? Yeah, she's not up there. Elliot, who you got? Sarah J's like the only.
We already know. She's the homie. That's all I gotta say.
Oh man.
The performance.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
What'd you say?
Oh, she's just a good performer. She does almost everything. I give her credit. You got to give credit when credit's due. That's what I have to say.
For sure.
Oh, man.
Have you guys
sorry, continue.
Have you guys seen the news with the whole Ron Jeremy thing going on right now?
Yes, actually. I actually came across it on my newsfeed on Instagram. And I don't know the details of it. I don't know how factual everything is, but it does look like he got himself into some shit.
Well, what happened?
He's being accused by like 4 different people for forcible rape. And it's so bad that they want him out on like a $6.6 million bail. He's looking at life imprisonment. I'm like, wow, like you can be a gangster and not look at these type of fucking bail and number of years in prison. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but crazy.
I don't know what he's
doing. I mean, was it like recently, or was this one of those cases where it happened years ago that people are bringing up now?
The oldest is from 2014.
So 6 years ago, exactly.
And I've met Ron a few times. I've never worked with Ron, but from what I know is he's an old beat up guy with a giant cock. Here's something you might not know. I don't have a giant cock, and I'm thankful for that, because when you have a giant cock, it's harder to keep that motherfucker hard. It requires a whole lot of blood. So for the last 20 years, he's been doing the death grip, where he just kind of holds the bottom of it to keep the fucking blood in it. If you look at the scenes, you'll see he's holding it like this.
I've seen him do that.
Yeah, it's so it stays hard. It's kind of how you tie off, you know, same thing. But
I mean, these are techniques and things I have no idea about. I'm glad I'm learning.
It's just got a cock ring. Isn't that what that shit does?
Yeah, a cock ring will do that. A cock ring helps with that.
Don't know person.
Invest in it. He's got to spend $6.6 million on bail. He's spending money on stupid shit.
I couldn't imagine how you're gonna fucking be able to rape a chick if you can't even keep your dick hard without holding on.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the only way that you can get hard.
Yeah, like fuck, man. But that's the drawback to having a giant cock.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Having a giant cock isn't good.
You'll get paid more money for having a giant cock for sure. Your career will be better off, but the reliability of it's not there. It's like driving a monster truck, dude. It looks cool, but when you drive a monster truck on a daily basis, you're gonna have some fucking issues.
What's the difference between men and women getting paid?
What the difference?
Yeah.
There's so much disparity between that. I mean, if you're a cam girl coming in the game and you have a large cam following, you're going to get a contract off the bat and you're going to get paid really well, even if you suck. You can suck as a performer, but if you're selling tickets, you're solid. So I would say the starting male to start off, you start off low, like maybe $400 a scene, and a female to start makes maybe $900 a scene, you know. But then you build up from there, and the more reliable you are as a guy, that's what it all comes down to, because they're gambling on the guy's dick working, and they're also gambling on the girl showing up. So professionalism and reliability is huge. I mean, if I'm going to shoot a scene today, it could cost me like $5,000-$6,000 that I have to put out for the scene. If now my guy shows up and his dick doesn't get hard, I don't have a scene, and everybody still wants to be paid. You know, I got to pay for the location. I got to pay for this girl that sucked his dick for 20 minutes trying to get it hard. I got to pay for my lighting guy. You know what I mean? Everybody's got to get paid. So it's a big.
Does getting paid? I'm sorry. Does getting paid differentiate on the type of genre that you're doing?
Well, what do you mean by genre?
Like by base of different genre. Like let's say girl on girl. You know, two guys, one girl. Like does the pay come into the different types?
All different rates. So if a girl's going to do a girl, it's a lot lower of a rate. If she's going to do a boy girl, it's a little higher. She's going to do a boy girl, it's even higher. She's going to do a fucking blow bang, it's even higher. So the more guys you add on, the more expensive it gets.
Gotcha.
Go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It makes sense. I mean, a girl is receiving a guy's cock. She's taking internal beating by that dick, you know? So they can only shoot so many scenes in a week. They can only shoot so many scenes in a day. I mean, some girls, and like I said, it all goes back to this, dude. I'll say it 30 times in this interview. We're not equal. I know girls that can get fucked hard by giant cocks all day long, get cum in and be fine. There's other girls, you have pre-cum that gets into them and they have a fucking immediate yeast infection. Like, you need to have an industrial strength vagina for this job. I mean, pussy is not pussy. You know, we're not equal.
Dude, you made it like, you put it into like real terms for me. I'm like,
for sure.
Yeah.
There's girls that if they get a cream pie, that's a wrap. They need to get on medication because they're going to have a fucking yeast infection out this world. Check this out. I can come in a girl, she can be fine. You can come in a girl and she can be fucked because we're all different. And everyone lines up differently with different people.
So what would you say is your worst experience ever on set? You have any bad ones there?
No name.
I can give you a list of bad things that have happened. One day, to me, this is probably stands out the most in my mind of like, what the fuck? So we're shooting a scene. We're in Vegas and we're in a mansion. And the scene is a VR scene, and there's two girls, two really famous girls, playing tennis back and forth, bouncing the ball. That's all we've gotten to. Well, behind us, there's a fence, a brick wall is the fence. And there's kids on a trampoline bouncing to our shot.
Oh my God.
There's not a child in the shot at all.
Yeah.
So the director walks over to the kids. He's like, hey guys, we're trying to film like this little tennis video. Would you mind just like, you know, giving us 10 minutes without bouncing on the trampoline? Is that cool with you? They're like, oh yeah, sure, dude, not a problem. So we go back to shoot. Next thing we know, the kids are now walking on the brick wall just to fuck with us, you know? So like, these little cocksuckers, go inside. So we go inside and we start shooting the sex scene. You know, we'll come back and do the tennis later. Maybe those kids will be gone. We're shooting the sex scene and all we hear is ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. We look out the window. The neighbors have created a lynch party and they've got tiki torches and they're standing in the driveway. They've taken our production gear out of the backyard, the C-stands, and they're throwing it against the door. And they're screaming about child pornographers and they're going to kill us and blah, blah, blah. Immediately, I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. I grab my keys. I jump in my car. I take the fuck off. I drive away. The director, he walked outside. The lynch mob started beating him down. As I'm driving away, the cops are fucking showing up. There's like a fucking huge brawl in front of the place. And luckily, they got the kids and they interrogated the kids for like 2 hours. And finally, the kids broke and said, yeah, we made it all up. The kids had told their parents that we asked them to shoot porn. So they thought that we were trying to shoot child pornography, which was so incredibly far-fetched. I don't even know how the kids knew that it was a porn production. Maybe they recognized one of us. But it was just a fucking nightmare that could have gone horribly wrong for all of our careers. I mean, dude, just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's fucking true. You know, these kids lied, and it's lucky enough they were honest at the end and said, no, we made that shit up. But like, holy fuck, that's scary, man.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
that's actually a
I wouldn't
really
even think of it.
story, man. I know it wasn't good at the time, but now you can look back at it and be like,
Fuck, yeah, man. That shit was crazy. So, you know, it really made me think, like, you can be a victim of anything at any time. I mean, people want to say something, especially a kid says something, and then because of my background, because I spent my entire adult life having sex with women, a kid says that, and now I'm suddenly a pedophile. Like, it's just like that easy, you know? If that kid had a Twitter, he could have tweeted that shit, and I'd be fucked. So,
yeah. Social media is such a strong thing today.
The cancel culture is scary, dude. It really is.
Yeah, I know.
Has
anybody tried to do that to you yet?
No. Knock on wood, thank God. I've had a couple like super strong feminist chicks take things I've said in the wrong direction. It's like, that's not what I meant, but they don't understand. But it all comes back to what I said in the beginning. I like to surround myself with fucking studs. You know, like I really can't relate with too many 18-year-old girls from 2020. I'm a 40-year-old stud. I spent my whole life around fighters, Marines, bikers. It's what I know. I'm a lot harder. So when I'm around these chicks and I say something, I think it's funny and it works in my culture. It doesn't work in their culture and they don't get it and they can't comprehend it and wrap their head around it. So I try to keep my conversations very limited to guys like you guys, adult males that kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Like a girl said something about sagging her pants. And I was like, I said, sag them pants, somebody run up in your butt, hashtag Fleece Johnson prison shit, because it's from Boondocks with the Fleece Johnson fucking reference. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Fleece Johnson from Law.
No, sorry.
I'm going to have to look into it, though. I'm going to have to look into it.
The chicks didn't get it. They were trying to say that was me saying that women, should be raped for what they wear. And I'm like, why the fuck would I say that? That's ridiculous. So
completely taking it out of context, basically.
You got to be so careful what you say and do, because you'll get.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I mean, I guess being from the East Coast, it's a little different. I think that we take things differently than.
Absolutely. On the East Coast, everyone's more direct. You say what you mean what you say, you're straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, but even on the East Coast now, in this 2020 time, everyone's so much softer and they get off on being offended. Like, you can't say anything to offend me. I don't give a fuck. Say what you want. Have your own opinion. That's what the world's about. It's a free country. I can't be offended by your opinion. It's fucking ridiculous. And if you are, it's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, those people can go fuck themselves.
So check this out. I went to this mechanic shop the other day. It was called Eurospec Automotive in Las Vegas. The guy was fucking great. He helped me out big time. But it was just yesterday. My car was broke down. I was having some issues with it. So I went over there, and his son was there. His son was like 3-4 years old. And I'm like, hey, what's up, little man? How you doing? He's like, wouldn't look at me. Later on, he walks by, hey, buddy, come here. He wouldn't talk to me at all. He was so scared. I look at his dad, and I go, hey, I don't think your little man likes me. And he looks at me and goes, fuck what he thinks. So beautiful, yeah. If that 3-year-old doesn't like me, fuck him, man. You know, like, I was nice to him. Why am I going to sit there and go out of my way to be nice to him? He's got to learn that in life, you got to fucking be reciprocal or not. Like, fuck it. Not everyone's going to like you, and that's fine. But it was great to hear that from the dad. Fuck him.
Great stories. This is turning out a lot better than I expected, honestly.
Good.
This is great.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, but so what else you got planned for the weekend? Anything coming up, or you just surfing, chilling?
I'm going to shoot on Sunday for my own production. I'm going to shoot a scene. Right now, dude, my back went out this morning, so I'm just trying to let that thing like lie down, sizzle down a little bit, so I get moving in. I'm going to be a plug here. I took a bunch of kratom, Kratom. It's from the caffeine family. It's a Southeast Asia. It's a plant that grows, but it's a natural painkiller that you can take in place of opiates. The government made it illegal federally for a long time, and everyone went fucking nuts and got them to bring it back in. Now it's only illegal in certain counties, but if you know anyone with pain issues, get them on kratom. You can order kratom online, or they sell it at smoke shops because our fucking government doesn't make things accessible. But it can really fix the entire opiate epidemic. I mean, I was in Las Vegas through like the mid 2000s around all the fighters and everything. And a lot of my friends died because of the opiate epidemic, and it was a serious problem. A lot of people got strung out, and opiates are bad fucking news, man. You can use kratom with no fucking side effects and you'll be much safer. So if you know anyone, Kratom, with any pain issues, kratom's great. And it's like weed where there's different strains. So some gives you energy, some makes you tired. You can use it for all different fucking angles of your life. So kratom advocate.
How do you take
I'm definitely going to look up that.
Kratom. So it's basically leaves that they grind up and make into a powder. You can take it in powder form. You can take it in capsule form, whatever it is that you choose. It tastes like dog shit, so I usually take the capsules. But wow, it's changed my life. Here's another tip I'll give. I mean, this is huge. So I'm a premature ejaculator. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I think a lot of guys are, and we're embarrassed by it. But because I'm a premature ejaculator, it became my Achilles heel. I can stay hard. I can come and stay hard, but I don't want to pop too much during my scenes, because if I do, I'll have no fucking cum left at the end of the scene, and then it looks like dog shit. So what I would do is I would take opiates. I would take maybe a Percocet before the scene. But what I noticed was they make me extremely irritable, and I get agitated by everything, which isn't good. So I was able to switch to the kratom. So I'll pop a couple kratom pills before my scene so I don't come too quick. I can last way longer. I feel good afterwards. There's no negative come down, no side effect. And I feel best when I'm at work because I'm on kratom. All my pain is gone. I'm feeling good, and I'm moving and grooving, and surrounded by beautiful women and my friends. I only work with my friends.
So this Sunday, when you go to do the scene, right? Film the scene?
Correct.
How many hours does that take about?
Average scene takes 4 hours.
So there's a lot more into like getting that small little clip together.
Yeah, I mean, your average scene, I usually shoot about a 45-minute scene, but there's a lot that goes into it. So first, everyone needs to show up. Everyone needs to go over paperwork. Everyone needs to exchange their STD tests. We test every 2 weeks, and that way everyone has a fresh STD test to make sure we're all on board. Once we're through that, then we go into something we call pretty girls. We take pictures of the girl by herself in her clothes, out of her clothes, in her lingerie. And it's basically all promotional pictures to promote the scene. So after the pretty girls, then I always shoot for my production is what I call promo pics. So it's pictures of Carl Pufflove with the girl. So we do a bunch of pictures of those two together. And for me, that's what sells my product the best, because people who buy my product buy it because they like me first, you know? So then I do all the promo pics. That goes over really well. Check out toughlovex.com, by the way. Also toughlovex on Instagram. Then we get done with that. We go into, which I like to do, is set stills. So we'll basically feel out the scene of how we're going to roll through the scene. And we take all the shots, the still shots of that. We'll do the set stills. Then we go into the video. But by the end of it, we're looking at probably about a 4-hour day.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of work that goes into it. A lot of people probably think, like, hey, these guys show up, they pull their dicks out, they fuck, they're done in 45 minutes, and they go home. It's not that.
15 years ago, it was more like that. Now it's a lot more work. It's not any more money. Like, we're not making more now. You know, it's the same production pay as before, but more work. Yeah, things have changed quite a bit, you know?
It just shows, it looks like the industry is like just expanding more and more and getting bigger.
Yes, for sure. I mean, a lot of things have changed. I mean, a lot of the tube sites came in. The tube sites weren't out there before. So there was more porn stars. Now everybody's adult performer, you know, because there's just so much content and so much of it is free. So when you watch free content on Pornhub, even though you're watching it for free, someone's still being paid off that, the person that owns the content. So when you upload something to, say, Pornhub, it clicks the amount of views that it gets, and then every certain number of views, Pornhub will send me a check.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you need a lot of views to make that money, though. You know, you got to have a lot of eyes going to your product. And there's so much product out there that it gets diluted a bit. So I think it's super important as a performer to stay very relevant and to do it outside of porn. Like, anymore, you can make more money on a YouTube channel than you would on a Pornhub channel. I mean, more people are watching or consuming content so much now outside of porn that it's very profitable to hit all your other avenues, as I'm sure you guys know by doing things like this.
Yeah. A lot of these little kids on YouTube, man.
Yeah, I blame the parents on that one.
My niece and nephew, they go nuts watching it. My sister yells at them all the time, like, you got to stop watching this fucking shit.
People aren't watching TV anymore. Like, we don't grow up watching TV.
Nope.
These kids aren't. They're YouTube celebrities, you know? Like, that's what everybody's, this guy died. What happened?
What was that?
Yeah, tell me he doesn't look like a porn director in that outfit. Like, from the
Absolutely. Florida shit.
Yeah. Oh, man. Some of these.
I got a quick question for you. So I know definitely you're American-based, you know, living in Philly, moving to Vegas, and then going all the way to California, where you are right now currently. Have you ever done any scenes overseas, going with Europeans or anything like that?
Yeah. Actually, I shot in Argentina. That was a lot of fun. But, you know, and I got some crazy stories. Like, I started off, like, at 18 years old doing live sex shows in Japan. That's, like, a whole nother story in itself. But,
You got to tell that one.
I've traveled the world everywhere. Nothing beats American girls. I love the American girls. They just have, like, I like American hookers. That's what it is. American hookers fuck because they want to, while the rest of the world, if you're a hooker, it's more of a business, and their faces are this.
All right.
Did the audio get a little low for everybody or no?
Yeah, I could.
I heard it, but it was a little low. I could fix that later, though.
American
Good
hookers
thing.
is where it's at. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's all I'm leaving away with. American hookers, and we are not equal.
When we go to edit this, we're going to have to put American Woman on in the background. Oh, man. It's a good day to be alive.
Fuck yeah, it is. Dude.
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful. Hey, we're still alive.
Yeah.
COVID hasn't got us down. We're fucking kicking ass, having fun.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing this weekend?
probably just gonna go chill in the yard, hang out, barbecue, relax. I don't know, nothing crazy.
I've been playing some pickup games of basketball. I've been bored, so I've been doing that. Probably go to the beach, maybe a little, hang out there.
Which
You know,
means-
trying to not stay inside, basically.
yeah,
Yep.
doing anti-COVID.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff's still not open up over here, but they're starting to open up like restaurants, like in Red Bank, in the road, right, Elliot?
Yeah, they're opening up restaurants. Basically, they're closing down some roads so that some restaurants could, like, you know, try and support their own business since they can't stay inside. So they're putting some tables outside in the streets, which is actually, it's pretty cool because they're not allowing cars to go into the city. So just everyone's outside and it's nice. I'm not saying, you know, I'm 100% anti-COVID. You know, I'll still keep it safe, and I do worry about me passing it on to others because, you know, I don't want to do that, obviously. But just keep your social distancing, and I think everything will just be fine. Wearing masks, at least when you're around people, most importantly.
Fear will do more damage than the actual virus itself, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What beach you going to, Elliot?
I'm sorry?
What beach you going to?
Oh, man. Dude, I mean, when you're talking about the Jersey Shore, you're talking about the whole line of shores. And you know what's actually crazy? The Jersey Shore, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the show. Everyone, you know, Pauly D, Snooki, all that. Love it. However, Seaside Heights has to be my least favorite beach to go to. I have to say. There's a lot of upcoming beaches that are coming. Asbury Park, they've updated that very, very well. Then I know on Mondays we have this place called Tiki Mondays in Point Pleasant. That's usually a nice spot to go to. And then I'm telling you also on Tuesdays we got Belmar Beach. So it's like, you know, you have a beach for each day. So you can't really say which beach is the best.
This guy's happy to go to the beach.
Belmar's good. I remember Belmar for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Belmar.
Belmar was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Always.
You spent a lot
And
of
then
time down at the Jersey Shore or no?
Me?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I was 45 minutes away, so it was an easy, quick drive, you know, knock it out.
You go to like Wildwood and stuff, or?
Went to Atlantic City. Like when I was like 21, I worked as a stripper down in
Yeah.
Atlantic City at Deja Vu nightclub. I don't know if they still got that there, but there's a guy buddy that owned it. And I would go down to Atlantic City every single weekend and go strip down there.
Would you say that there is a difference in beaches and the vibes of, let's say, an East Coast beach and a West Coast beach?
Absolutely. There's a difference in the vibes, as you would know, from beach to beach to beach on the same coast. You know, it's not even close. I mean, every beach has its own vibe, and that's what I love for sure. You know, the water is way better on the East Coast beach in the summer. Like Florida beaches, oh fuck, dude, it's awesome. But if you're a surfer, it kind of sucks. So you would want to be here. But as like a person that's like a beach goer that wants to hang out and swim, Huntington Beach is not the best for that. I mean, the water is rough as fuck. I've almost drowned there. It's cold all the time. Like, there's only a couple months in Huntington Beach where you want to be like shirtless on the beach. Other than that, it's pretty chilly, you know.
So you would say hunting the beach that you're most near is definitely a surfer's beach.
Well, I live in Huntington Beach. It's called Surf City, USA. It's surfing is
There you go.
the beach. Like outside of like Hawaii, this is the spot to go, you know. But it's because the water's no joke.
You know,
I know, trust me, I've seen some waves.
Yeah, it's the current that will fuck you up. You don't even know it's there because I don't know how to read water. I'm not a water guy. So I mean, the one time I almost did drown, and since then I kind of go more to the harbor now. I'll go swim in the harbor, but the ocean itself, I don't belong there, and I can't I can't breathe underwater, and it's taught me many times like that's not for me.
Yeah, is Tito Ortiz still in Huntington Beach?
Yes,
He started.
Tito Ortiz, the bad boy himself. He's on the beach guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tito's.
That's the only reason I'm on the beach.
I've trained with Tito many times. He's always super cool, always super polite to me. I got nothing but good things to say about Tito for sure.
So more of a Tito guy or a Chuck guy?
Chuck was my training partner, so I got to go Chuck.
You knew Chuck Liddell?
Yeah. And it's funny. I run into Chuck all the time. We had the riots down here in Huntington maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was down there and I ran into Chuck again, and always good to see Chuck. But yeah, I'm huge Chuck fan, friend of Chuck. Like that's my he comes from my lineage too. We used to train under John Lewis in Las Vegas at JSEC Jiu-Jitsu. John Lewis was my original coach, and you know that's how I got to know Chuck. Tito came through there a bunch of times, but definitely Chuck guy.
Yeah,
Nice.
but so
The Ice Man himself.
is McGregor coming back or no?
Who? Sorry about that.
It's all good.
No problem.
Conor McGregor, is he coming back or no?
I don't know. Financially, he doesn't need to. He would really have to want to fight. And I don't know how well he's going to do in the climate of grapplers. I mean, he's a great stand-up fighter, and I'll be the first one to say that. But when it comes to grappling, there's many fighters that are way better grapplers, and that's going to pose a problem for him every time. And I will say this, I'm going to go on a limb here, and everyone may hate me for it, but wrestling is the most dominant martial art in the world ever, and still is and always will be. If you're not a wrestler first, it's going to show in your game every time. There's guys that have been able to do it without wrestling, but they still had takedown defense. Anderson Silva, one of the greatest champions ever. He had good takedown defense, and his stand-up was so exceptional, he was able to stay at a distance. Chuck Liddell had great takedown defense, but Chuck Liddell was a wrestler first. But if you look through time, the best MMA fighters are always wrestlers. That's what makes Khabib such a fucking monster, is wrestling.
It's kind of like a weird difference. Like if you're just watching it, if you're not the biggest, MMA guy, you want to see the stand-up, but usually the wrestlers are the guys that ragdoll everybody. So it's kind of this weird.
If a good wrestler can take you down, you are not getting back up, and he's going to ground and pound.
Khabib.
He does that the best,
Yeah.
It's a scary place to be, and I've been there. I've been in the cage, held down by, top-notch wrestlers getting elbowed in my face. It sucks, I mean, I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. If you put me up against a super strong fucking wrestler, he can negate my jiu-jitsu. I can put all my faith into it and hope for it, but jiu-jitsu is called the gentle art. It's the flow state. Wrestling's not gentle. Wrestling's hold you the fuck down. It's the work ethic is incredible. It's definitely, I think, the most dominant sport. If I were to have a young fighter or a child of my own, I would definitely teach them first wrestling. That's got to be your base.
Okay. Hey, we're coming up on an hour here, and you got that phone call. I don't want to keep you any longer. You want to throw in a couple more plugs at the end? Because I got this one over here. It's loyalfans.com/Charles Dera.
Yep.
Throw that one out. And then
Tough Love X.
toughlovex.com.
Yep.
Hey, Charles, it was great talking to you, man. I really appreciate the time. I hope we could do this again at some point.
Fuck yeah, guys. Thanks for even being interested enough to give a fuck what I got to say. I mean, that means it was good talking to you guys. You guys are cool as fuck.
I expected you to be awesome, but
I expected us to be terrible.
Way better.
Thank you.
All right, my man. Thank you definitely for coming on, yo. It was good talking some shit.
Enjoy the beach, Elliot.
Always.
All right, enjoy the weekend, Charles.
Take care, guys. Thank you for your time.
Adios.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.